I don't know why I slap my hands like that when I start. Well, here it is, the project I've been waiting to do for a long time. I'm going to label this part 1 of my 1/1000th scale Enterprise D build. And I've been working feverishly for about a week and a half at getting this piece of epoxy ready to assemble. I knew when I got this kit, it is a garage kit, it's not going to be an easy one to fit together. I wanted to do an internal armature. I wanted to do it just like the 6-foot D. I want to be able to access the lighting if I need to, and I'll go over that here in a bit. Got the armature almost done, just need to finish basically JB welding it together. I got it as level as I'm going to. It is currently at a little bit of an uphill battle, and that's because once I get all that weight on there, it is gonna pitch forward. So got it as close to level this way as I think I can get it. This way will basically be tweaked a little bit with the kit when I officially set it in and set the epoxy in. This armature, well, let's show you. This armature will feed through this part. Currently this is just taped together. I have a little bit of roundering out I wanted to do in here still, get this area a little smoother. I got a couple more tabs I want to put on here, but essentially it's a lot like how a lot of the guys are doing the where are my clamps? A lot of the guys are doing the 650 Enterprise. Where it feeds through there. I've got a couple of screw holes here that I will end up filling later. So that'll screw down there. I can move it around. It does have a screw hole there too. And, well, yeah, let's just screw it up there. Get my way. Whoa, fall over. So I've got that ready to go. I've got my hole drilled out of the bottom in the correct placing, and I don't have this ready to glue, but I can tape it here real quick. Let's do a quick run through of how it's all going to fit together here. So I wasn't planning on this, but let's just do it. I think one of my girls is coming out here to harass me. Got that lined up pretty good. Got that lined up pretty good. Haven't actually put this on here like this yet. So that'll be that. And once I get this piece on here, I'm going to have a tab or a couple tabs that come out this way so that this hooks, basically it hooks, and then I got 2 screws. So just like the 6-foot version. So it's hard to make a video because I want the video to be perfect and I want it to be as complete as possible, but I figured, you know, I need to do a progress video. So see, she is pitched up a little bit, but once I get that, there we go. Once I get that in and the weight on it, it is gonna level it out. So I ended up using, couldn't find a piece of aluminum that's sleeved. I ended up using this 1/2-inch conduit. It's just electrical conduit. It's galvanized steel. And I got one of these inside there. So got a 9-pin DIN cable that I got coming that will be loosely put inside of there, so I can pop it off, unplug it, and then when I need to, I'll just leave a little bit of slack, and the rest of the slack will go in the stand. Obviously, this is not my official stand, so that's the plan for that. And then the way that this has to assemble is, hold on, probably blocking the camera, but it's fine. So I got my plexi that I cut out of some old plexi. I got these inserts that I bought. They are an M3. This one right here. M3 star 4 star 5, whatever the fuck that means. So, and then I bought a little case of a bunch of screws. I used the longer ones to set it in there, and then I use the shorter ones so they don't interfere. And they have Loctite on them, and they're flushing out it and all that good happy shit. So, so these are pretty cool. You actually they're meant for, I guess they're meant for 3D printed parts. And they have like a grip on both ways, so that as you tighten or loosen, they don't really move. So I just drilled a hole just a little bit too small. You kind of stick it in. The collar is a little bit smaller. Well, here, I'll show you a larger version of it. I don't know if that's on camera. Hopefully it is. But so it's got a smaller collar. I drilled out the hole about that size, and then basically I took my soldering gun that I have, a wireless one that I can't get the cap off of right now. I just kind of pushed it in as far as I could, and then on a flat table, I have a piece of glass over there. I stuck this flat here, and I just heated that up, pushed it down until it heated up and went flush. I let off, it melted in, and it's there. So, so I stole that idea from the what was it, the motion picture miniatures guy. I'm not sure what his name is, but I like that idea, so this is fun. So I've got this metal brace here. Line up the holes. This is just some aluminum on the top, JB welded. And then once I know where all my lights are going to be, I will be cutting holes in this plexi. It probably is not going to stay this thickness. So my hokey base. Sorry about that. So that'll go on like that, nice and sturdy. These will go in here. Screw these in. I'm just going to leave them for now because I don't have the rest of this. These are, these are, in my opinion, the shittiest way to cast this, but in no way do I want to insult Don for this kit. I am so happy that this kit came out, and I'm super grateful. I think I'm going to end up doing something really risky, and I'm just going to cut this whole thing out. I'm going to attempt to bend these, because what I want is I want these tabs bent up so I can I can slot that in for structure. So we're gonna see how thick that is. May have to grind her down a little bit, but it's pretty darn close to the right thickness. So I am gonna probably make a jig out of wood and bend this up. That'll be the last thing I do before I officially epoxy this to this. And then the way this will sit would be with this and this piece is going to go under here. I've got my my dime. This one broke off, so I've got those two little forks there, and I've got kind of that is forcing. I was having a super huge problem with the fact that when this is level, you may not be able to see it. When this is level, there was a huge step down. So that the only way that this saucer would fit on this is if the saucer dipped down. I know that's an extreme, but so it is pretty flexible. So I think I did this wrong. Did I do this wrong? No, I didn't do this wrong. So I have my little forks there, and what I do is get some nails. I haven't officially actually put this together like this yet, so this is the first time. As slow as molasses. He's going to be big enough. Just barely. Anyway. So I've got that in there. When I get this screwed together, it's going to force this piece to kind of bulge down a little bit and force this all up level. Because the way it was not working. So let me get my little tiny ass screws. Oh, I might speed this up because I'm sure this is like watching paint dry. Oh my god. Did I actually get one lined up? Holy shit. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. That's not lined up. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna grab my long screws. There we go. There we go. Grab a couple long ones. Kind of cheat it there a little bit. Fine. And then this section will end up being just, when it's all done, it's going to end up being probably glued together anyway. So it's not like it's a big deal. So if you put the back on first, and then put the front on, those tabs that I put on here keep that nice and flush. That's the plan. Here, I'm going to drop this. There we go. So yeah, this is the idea I kind of stole from a guy over at Motion Picture Miniatures, which I saw his 4-footer, and oh my god. Beautiful. If you haven't seen it and you're a Star Trek fan, I highly recommend it. So that's half the screws, and that's kind of it. Right there. That's right about where it's going to be. And like I said, that's the first time I've put that much of it together, and that's actually really exciting. So I know half of it's put together with tape, but come on. And then these are probably not going to fit perfect, but the plan is, the front fits pretty darn good. This one little spot here, I have that dime on, kind of holds it up. And then I'm going to put screws here and here. I may end up putting some kind of screw there and there. I'm not sure. I do have lifeboats that I can use as a hiding spot. There and there. And then the bottom will have, again, more that will glue this, that basically hold this down. And then if I have any little bit of light leak, what I'm going to do is a final, right before I put this on, I'm going to put a small bead of, I'm hoping I can find a black silicone that isn't too gooey, and a very thin layer, and then I'll clamp it all around. And if I ever need to get it apart, I can basically just take a little hobby knife and go around that and pull it up. But also the black will block the light. That's what I'm hoping. Because the original 6-foot model, this whole piece came off. This whole piece came off. And with it off, now you can access all of your lighting here and all of your lighting here. That's my plan. Because I know shit happens. And that's the worst thing, is when you put something together like this and a light goes out. What do you do? So that's where I'm at. I have a lot to do still. I haven't even touched these yet. I did get this to fit pretty darn good. I had to take the alignment squares out. They just weren't working for me. This has barely got enough room for light on it. This has this really weird square on the inside part. I think I'm going to end up getting in there with a router. And it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to get in there with a router and I'm going to fill it with some resin, some epoxy. I'm going to fill it. I don't know if you can see that. From the inside, it's got a really odd shaped, and it's not symmetrical, and it drives me fucking crazy. I'm going to fill it with epoxy up to here so that the whole front end of it is solid. And I'm hoping that that will get rid of that goofy looking area on both those. These all need to be cleaned up. So my next thing is a couple little things here. I need to officially JB weld this armature together. I'm happy with where it is right now. Let's stand back at it. I know this isn't perfectly level right now. It's pitched down. And this is probably pitched down. So I think if I were to cheat this, whoa. Nope, need more. Good old carpenter's pencil. Do this without making the thing fall over. So scary. That's closer. We're just at the end of the bubble. And we're see how much this thing pitches. That's once it's got all that weight on it, it pitches forward so far. But I think I can deal with that. Okay, that's pretty darn level. Of course, I'm going off of that. That's still pitched down just a bit, but it's pretty darn close. So that's pretty darn good. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I got my lights. These are COB strip lights. I don't know why in the heck I didn't hear of them before. They've been out for about 5 years. Everybody's using the old standard ... lights. And I don't know why. There's a Otaka builder out there that did Enterprise D recently. He's a Gundam builder, but that's fine. He loves Star Trek stuff too. And he introduced me to this stuff, and I was like, what the heck? How have I not been using this? So it's a little odd because this is almost perfectly clear and this is so frosty, so it's going to be weird. But that is how that is. It is a bunch of little LEDs, but it's got like a diffusion on it. So perfect for like engines, right? 2 of these stacked up on the inside of the nacelle. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And bright. Freaking blind now. So much better than whatever this stuff. Hot spots. Hot spots, hot spots. Hot spots. And not as bright. I don't think that's as bright. So it's a little weird. It looks yellow. You can cut it, and then you can buy like little connectors. So yeah, super excited. I don't know if this will be the only update for the night, but oh, real quick, I did do a little experiment on this piece. This is a tool that I've had in my arsenal for a long time. It's just a skinny file. I did sand all of these parts down like 220, 320, 400, 600, 800, 900, or 800. And then what I was worried about, because I seen Lou have an issue, was I was worried about the windows not sticking. So this is the bomb. So even if I end up having to clean up windows down the road, this file perfectly gets in here and sands that window, and it cleans it out. I got some tape under there so that I don't have to worry about paint sticking. So the plan was, and I did it with this piece, and I already put it up here so I can't take it off, but I put some adhesion promoter on it, and then I put some gloss coat on it. And anybody who's done a lot of stenciling knows that on a flat coat, stenciling does not like to stick as much, but on a gloss coat, it likes to stick really, really well. So my plan with that is to have adhesion promoter, gloss coat. I'm going to mask off only the windows that are lit up. Do the back side and mask those off as close as I can get. The frosted's going to be a little tricky because you can't see them as well. And paint everything black in and out until it's blacked out, and then paint the inside white, paint the outside the whole color. Trying to make it so I don't have so much paint build up on the outside. Worked really good on my Voyager. That was my little test, the little 1000 scale Voyager. Which is funny. This is a 1000 scale Voyager. Pretty freaking cool. Let's plug this fucker in as well. Right. Pretty cool. Pretty cool size comparison. I mean, this was the Polar Lights translucent version. That's basically the way I'm doing it for this. So, yeah. So those will be a cool project to see together. Be cool to see them both next to each other. So that's all I got for now. I'll see if I can get any farther before I post any more videos. Thank you for watching. That was 20 minutes.